So, hi, I'm the project officer slash senior practitioner for the Pan London Housing Reciprocal at Safe London. So, the key responsibilities of my role are maintaining partner activity, processing referrals that come in, and also making sure that we communicate daily with our partners to make sure that we maintain our relationships. The scheme is important because it's a route where it brings professionals together who are supporting clients fleeing risk in order to help them move to safety and also maintain their social tenancy. So, really and truly, it's all the professionals coming together, making sure that they communicate well, they are on the same page, they manage expectations, professionals' expectations as well as client expectations, to kind of communicate on how to support clients. And it's a way to give clients an alternative route to safe accommodation. I think the three key things that contribute to managing a housing reciprocal are maintaining constant and consistent communication with the partners, making sure that they know any updates that is happening in the reciprocal. If the applicants have moved, making sure that they are aware of it. If they owe any properties, we communicate quarterly or monthly to make sure that they reciprocate the properties back. The other key thing would be managing expectations, especially professionals' expectations as well as client expectations. This is around property offers, because sometimes clients think that they can come on the scheme and move in the next 2 weeks, which is not realistic. So we do communicate with our partners and make sure to say that the clients are not going to move quickly. Make sure that they are aware of this. Can you also We also recommend alternative routes because the scheme will not be an emergency scheme. And the other key thing would be on the part of the coordinator, it would be being able to use your initiative. So the turnaround for properties is quite quick. So, for example, if one client refuses a property, you need to make sure you're calling up the nominating officer for the next client to make sure that you don't lose the property as well as the partner doesn't lose out on the void. So, yes, making sure that you use your initiative. Communication is important in the role because it makes the scheme work, it makes the housing reciprocal work. And the most important thing in part of the communication will be transparency. So we're transparent with our partners, for example, making sure that they know the number of people they refer to the scheme, how many have been withdrawn, moved, how many properties that they owe to the scheme. So we also provide these statistics to ensure that the data is part of their evidence to show that they are part of the scheme as well as to know how well or how bad they're doing on the scheme. So yes, communication is key between all partners. If a new partner comes to us and would like to be part of the scheme, we treat that with urgency to make sure that we schedule in a presentation to give them an overview of what the scheme does to make sure that they understand what the partnership means, what our role is, what their role would be. And we also follow up with the memorandum of understanding, the agreement, to make sure that they sign the agreement and they're good to go. How we maintain those relationships is constant communication through newsletters, advisory groups where we bring all the partners together to talk about the successes, the challenges that we are facing, how we can improve our processes on the scheme. So there is constant communication in making sure that we maintain those partnerships. So yeah, just to be very clear that the housing reciprocal is not a housing association. They do not have housing stock. So we bring partners together, for example, housing associations or local councils who do have housing stock. We communicate. We are kind of like the middleman or the broker. We communicate on behalf of the professionals in order to get properties for the clients. We find that the biggest challenges so far have been when professionals who are supporting the clients moved on to other roles. So when they leave their jobs, they don't update us, so we don't know if they've moved on. Sometimes property offers come through, then the tenants or the applicants, they miss out on property offers. So in terms of updating us when people have moved on, that's a really big challenge. Obviously, we understand that people will move on, but we do reach out to the named leads or the nominating officers to ensure that we have the update contact details. The other challenge is actually clients refusing properties based on the property may not have a balcony or it doesn't have a garden. And I think, our role in this is to make sure that the client moves to safety. So sometimes we lose the properties that are being refused. Um, yeah, so those are our biggest challenges. So how do we tackle them? For when people have moved on, we've started asking for a second nominating officer, so a second professional who's supporting the client in case one of them is on annual leave. We make sure that the client does not miss out. Um, Tackling the client's expectations when it comes to gardens or balconies, we communicate at the point of processing the referral. So as soon as it comes in, we communicate with the professionals to tell them this is, we cannot guarantee properties with this and this and this, so that they know from the beginning that, they don't expect to have that. And yes, that's how we have managed to kind of tackle those challenges. So, what does a successful move look like? A successful move looks like, and I would say it starts with the professionals supporting the clients. So, with the housing reciprocal, we do not communicate with clients due to GDPR policy, so we only communicate with supporting agencies or landlords. So, it really starts with the professionals who are supporting the clients to make sure they are transparent about the client's circumstances, about the client's requirements, so that we know and to make sure that we match them with a suitable property. And it also continues with the professionals who are supporting the clients, because when property offers come in, they're the people who provide additional documents to make sure they provide any identifying information to the partners who have provided the property. And it also continues with all the partners involved, so making sure that they update us once the client has moved into the property, and also making sure that the professionals who are supporting the clients manage the client's expectations when it comes to moving, when it comes to property offers coming through, because there are different factors that affect the waiting time. So, for example, an adapted property or a larger property may take longer than someone who just needs a studio bedroom. So it is really important for all the professionals involved to communicate clearly and consistently on behalf to make sure that we support the client. That's what it would look like. The most rewarding thing about my role is when clients move, especially clients who have been waiting for such a long time. They are clients who have been waiting for 3 years, 4 years, So when they do move to safety, that is rewarding, that is motivating for me to keep, doing the work that I do. It makes me feel like I'm important and I'm helping people in the society.